The majority of B2B companies are spending money on people that will never buy from them. And the scary thing is, they have no idea. Are you part of them? Well, here's how to find out. And if you are, here's how to stop wasting millions on marketing spend, attracting the wrong people. Let's dive in. Today, I'm exposing the 3 ideal customer profile problems that are bankrupting your marketing. The first one is the broad marketing trap that's shrinking your revenue. The second one is why your customers are buying despite your messaging, not because of it. And the third is the avatar mistake that is making you sound like every other SaaS company. And the hidden cost of all of this is 10 times bigger than you'd think. Plus, I'll be sharing the exact ideal customer profile exercise and ChatGPT prompt that we used at A2 Media to not only hit 7 million impressions in one quarter, but drive 3 times the number of leads that we normally do in 90 days. Stay tuned. I'm Adamola, the founder of A2 Media, and we've helped companies doing anywhere from 8 to 10 figures drive more revenue and build community using video content. So a few years ago, I used to run a cookie company with my partner. And when we started, we were like, everyone loves cookies. Let's target everyone we possibly can. So we spun up a Meta account. It was called Facebook at the time. So we targeted everyone from the ages of 18 to 64. And we just prayed that people were having a sweet tooth craving that day and they would buy. And after burning $10,000 in ad spend, we realized that you actually have to know the audience that you're selling to in order for your ad spend to be spent effectively. In our case, it turned out that 80% of our revenue came from one type of audience. And those were moms over 40 who were busy and they wanted to treat their families. And we even named our biggest cookie pack, a pack of 24, the family pack, just so moms would be more drawn to it. Our revenue doubled in 30 days. And the exercise of doing that taught me something crucial about human psychology. People don't buy for things that might be for them or feel wishy-washy or everyone can fit into. They buy into messaging that is undeniably, undoubtedly for them. And the crazy thing is, even those companies that we look up to that we think are doing really well, often they don't have their messaging nailed down. Which brings me to the first thing that I want to talk about. The broad market lie that is destroying your revenue. Here's the thing. Most companies think our product is for everyone. We should target as many people as you want. That way you can bring in more revenue. But the reality is the more people you target, the more people ignore you. When you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to nobody. And that's why the most successful SaaS companies deliberately exclude 90% of their market. They know that if they speak to one person, one type of avatar, that they'll be way more successful than having general messaging that everyone kind of looks at and goes, I'm not sure if that's for me. For example, HubSpot didn't just go to market and say, we're targeting all marketers. They targeted small businesses that were tired of juggling multiple tools. Another example is Canva. They didn't target all designers. They targeted people that had trouble using Photoshop and still needed a solution. And they were massively successful getting into the market that way. The major problem with messaging that targets everyone is it makes you a commodity. And it makes you someone that has to then fight other companies on pricing. And that's always a race to the bottom. But if you're specific about the people that you serve, as an example, in our case, we work with SaaS companies that are doing 10 million or more and have marketing teams of about 3 to 5 people who are looking to implement a video strategy, then it is easier to build messaging around that. For us, the messaging is overworked marketers. You're doing a lot of things. Let us take care of video for you. You see how that works? Someone who comes across that messaging and is in that position knows that we see them. The other great thing about narrow positioning and niching down is that you can charge premium rates because people feel like you're the only option for them. So you need to find the specific customers that would be devastated if you disappeared tomorrow. Everyone else, as far as you're concerned, is just noise. Which brings us to one of the most uncomfortable truths about B2B marketing. Your best customers are buying despite your messaging. A lot of companies out there think that people are buying because their messaging is solid, but the reality is a lot of the time customers are buying for reasons you don't really understand. So look at Zoom during the pandemic. Their messaging said things like enterprise security and HD quality video, but people didn't really care about that. Millions of people switched to Zoom because it was software that their grandparents could figure out without tech support. Your messaging and the reason that people are buying is so important to figure out because if you don't know why people are buying, it's impossible to replicate, which means right now your growth is based on luck, not strategy. And if you continue to double down on those things that are not working, at some point things will break down. So here's the fix. You need to go to your customers and talk to them and figure out what made them buy. Take their language in and then use that language in your marketing. It always works best when you use your customers' words in your own marketing efforts. The amazing thing is, in terms of the reasons why people bought, you're gonna see some pretty surprising things, and those things will change over time, which will allow you to change your messaging over time and keep it fresh. But what if I told you there's an even bigger problem around how companies build their customer avatars? By the way, if you're realizing that your ICP might be wrong, please consider hitting subscribe. Not only do we teach you how to find your ICP properly, but we also show you other marketing myths that may be costing you revenue in the long run. We want to continue giving you all these resources for free, and hitting subscribe really helps the channel. Please consider doing that. The third problem is adding too much details to your avatars that are just noise. It makes you sound generic. Your super detailed avatars are actually making things worse. You're speaking to a demographic, and your competitors are speaking to their emotions. Let's say, for example, in your avatar, you have Ava Chen, making $200,000 a year, marketing budget is $1 million a year, here are all of her KPIs, and that is the route that you're going down. If you have those things down, that's only part of an avatar. If you focus too much on the position and the outputs of the people that you're creating avatars for, and not their thoughts and feelings, you're eventually going to run into a brick wall. Because here's the thing, the people that you're creating for don't wake up thinking, I need marketing automation. They think to themselves, if one more person asks me where that lead came from, I'm gonna lose my mind. Your customers aren't buying features, they're buying relief, they're buying confidence, they're buying an emotion that you can help them feel. And that's what's important to be putting in your ICP and avatar documents, because that will guide your marketing the right way. So you have to map out their emotional journey, not their job responsibilities. What does it cost them if they fail? How does it feel if they win? What is everything they need to believe before buying from you? These are all the emotional things that we need to tie in to differentiate you from your competitors and speak to the heart, not the mind. If building all of this out sounds intimidating to you, don't worry, we've got you covered. We have something in the description below that will guide you through the ICP creation and avatar creation process in the right way, for free. Here's what most SaaS companies don't realize. The companies that are crushing it aren't always generating demand. They're just finding people that have pain and they can't find relief anywhere else, and they're speaking directly to those people. Stripe didn't create demand for online payments. They found developers that hated existing payment platforms. Calendly didn't create demand for scheduling. They found people that hated the back and forth dance of email, and they sold to them. So we've talked about all the problems, but what do you stand to gain when you get your ICP and avatars correct? Well, a few things. Number one, your cost per lead will drop because you're targeting the right people. Number two, your close rates will increase. Number three, your retention and LTV increase because customers actually need what you've built. And number four, your referrals increase because happy people tell other people about their experiences. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about better marketing, it's also about finding customers that will stay with you for the long term. The thing is, getting your ICP correct is critical to your marketing strategy, but there's an even bigger threat that most marketers are completely blind to. Everyone's rushing to AI generate content for their perfect ICP, and it's backfiring spectacularly. So we made this video here to show you why your content may already be invisible to your ideal customers.